To my subscribers, thank you for tuning in once again. If you are new, welcome back to JT on the Go. Today we are going to tour the magnificent and enormous St. Paul's Cathedral. Now let's get started into tackling this huge cathedral.
If you are looking to get to the cathedral by train, the closest underground station to St. Paul's Cathedral is St. Paul Station, which is only served by the Central Line. The St. Paul's Underground Station was named after St. Paul's Cathedral to raise awareness of the cathedral's location. Once you exit the station, look around to locate St. Paul's Dome. St. Paul's is big enough to be seen and you can simply walk straight there. The first thing that comes to mind when visiting St. Paul's is its size. It was bigger than I imagined. St. Paul's is one of the top 10 largest cathedrals in the world. The best times to visit are on weekday mornings to avoid large crowds. We visited on a Saturday morning and the crowds weren't that bad. If you want to climb the observatory, which I will do in a bit, don't come on Sundays because St. Paul's holds regular Sunday services and the observatory is closed when that happens. Down there is the bottom level below the main floor, which we will explore later. Tickets to visit the cathedral can be booked online on the official website. All 4 ticket types grant you access to the dome and crypt, but the 2 I recommend are the sightseeing ticket, which costs £26 for adults and £10 for kids, and the group tickets, which cost £23 for adults and £9 for children. On the way up, you will cross the Whispering Gallery, which gives you a higher level view of the interiors, but they don't allow filming in that area. Now we're in the dome and have to go through these spiral metal stairs. In my opinion, ascending the dome of St. Paul's Cathedral reminded me of climbing the dome of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City. St. Paul's Cathedral has undergone a number of builds beginning in 604 AD by King Ethelbert of Kent. The reward of climbing St. Paul's Cathedral is a fine view of London. Oh look, there's a sky garden. Because it was so dark when I visited, I couldn't find St. Paul's from there. Unlike climbing St. Peter's, St. Paul's does not have elevators that go to a certain point. When descending, you get a view of London from below the dome. You will pass this area when going up and later down. It should be mentioned that St. Paul's has a turbulent history, and without going through the entire history, I will mention a few important events. On September 2nd, 1666, the Great London Fire swept through the city of London, and unfortunately, St. Paul's was burned down completely. The second cathedral, or the one we're standing in now, was completed in 1710. This cathedral survived the Blitz from the Nazis during World War II. In the Churchill War Rooms, one picture I came across was of St. Paul's Cathedral after the Blitz, and it looks intact and in good shape, even though the apse of the cathedral at the back was hit by a bomb and that part was destroyed. We're now checking out the American Memorial Chapel. The American Memorial Chapel in St. Paul's honors America's role in defending Britain in World War II. It says here, "To the American dead of the Second World War, from the people of Britain." Easter egg number 1. At the stained glass at the very back, when looking to the top right, you'll find George Washington. And in this window, there is a US shield and a Confederate flag. They even go far into putting rockets in the cathedral like this one, which is traveling to space. Now that we've visited the main floor, let's go down to the crypt. In its history, St. Paul's Cathedral was used for British state funerals, including funerals for famous British heroes like Admiral Nelson, Arthur Wellesley, the Duke of Wellington, and Winston Churchill. It is considered a high national honor to be buried here. The tomb of Admiral Nelson is in the middle of the crypt. If you don't know who Admiral Nelson is, he is the general who defeated Napoleon's combined French and Spanish naval fleet at Trafalgar during the Napoleonic Wars. Admiral Nelson died during the battle that saw the defeat of Napoleon's French and Spanish combined fleet. And that's his tomb right there. Nelson's funeral was held here in St. Paul's Cathedral, and his tomb is in the center of the crypt. Admiral Nelson is one of many British heroes that have been honored to be buried here. There is a book somewhere in this cathedral that has the names of the 28,000 American soldiers who gave their lives fighting in the European theater during World War II. All 28,000 were based in London. This concludes our tour of St. Paul's Cathedral. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow on TikTok and Instagram for more. St. Paul's has a historical and architectural importance to the City of London and is worth a visit. See you in the next video.